Hello and namaskaram to all the amazing, beautiful, and smart viewers and subscribers of this channel. We are greatly honored and grateful for you spending your valuable time listening to our videos and content. Our one and only goal is to ensure that every content we create will somehow enrich and enhance your life in some way. Today, my topic focuses on one word, mother. Ma, amma, uma, ammi, madre, ma, tai. If you ask most humans who one of their top three strongest bonds in life is with, the term mother will definitely be in the list of at least 80% of humans. I want to take a moment and express my heartfelt gratitude to all the amazing mothers out there. These women have sacrificed their lives, put in efforts to nurture and build children with strong character, values, and qualities that make our planet a better place for our future generations. Thank you, and my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you. However, I also want to address the fact that this is the same mother and child relationship sometimes can be unfortunate in many situations. I have traveled extensively. I have visited more than 50 plus countries around the world and have visited hundreds of cities and towns. I have given talks in many schools and colleges and have associated with multiple researchers and studies related to human behavior and psychology. Despite my young age, I have observed a lot around the globe within this short span of my lifetime. I want to tell you that I have noticed, seen, and realized that this same relationship, the mother relationship, when it is toxic, can ruin the life of her child or children. I will not use the term narcissistic because not all toxic mothers are narcissists. Narcissism is a completely different topic and it is very loosely used in this day and age. People read a little bit here and there or hear some talks on YouTube and start misunderstanding the term narcissism and they start using it just casually. Today, I will only use the term toxic. Let me clarify. All narcissistic parents are toxic, but not all toxic parents are narcissistic. We will discuss about narcissism in some other video in the future. The same relationship, if a mother is toxic, it damages the child's life for many reasons. This is a very common trait found in many mothers. It is not widely spoken about in societies, it is not very well understood, and it is considered as a taboo to talk about. People are very reluctant to discuss about how mothers can be toxic and how their behavior can negatively impact not just their children's life, but also ruin their entire future. Although as a society we hold mothers in high reverence, it is important for us to also acknowledge that while more than probably 80% of mothers are nurturing children with strong values, culture, and ethics, there is a significant percentage of mothers who, through their toxic parenting, are not just ruining their children's lives, but also the lives of their future generations. And they're doing it knowingly or unknowingly. Today, I would like to broach this toxic mother topic and have an honest, upfront, and straightforward conversation with you about it. I would like everyone over the age of 16 to hear this video Because many youngsters, many children who are victims of a toxic mother are also not aware of the fact that they are victims of toxic mother. These toxic mothers have very difficult personal relationships, or they are very dominating in the relationship if there is an existing relationship. So generally, I have noticed that most toxic mothers may be divorced or in broken relationships. I'm not saying that all broken relationships mean that the mother is toxic. No, not at all. But however, whenever there is a toxic mother, the relationship might be a strained one in that family. As I mentioned, the first heartbeat, the first sound that we hear when we are in the womb of our mother is that of our mother. For a child, the mother becomes everything once they are born. She's the first role model that they ever have. In case of toxic parents, especially mothers, they often have made bad choices in their lives, whether it is in their professional life, personal life, and they lead very unstable life. They have very unstable situations in their life. As for a toxic father, the criteria is a little bit different. Today, our topic is about a toxic mother. We will create another video on toxic father at some point in time. Because of the bad choices that a woman has made in her personal and professional lives, which leads to her instability financially, socially, in relationships, they constantly have some kind of an issue that is always happening in their life. And we've noticed that some of these women, they even may be wealthy. They might even have a good financial stability in their life because of the fact that they are born into a wealthy family and other factors, right? But the relationships with their closest family members generally are broken. Their connections, whether friendships or romantic relationships, tend to be very fleeting and unstable. Emotionally, they are also very unstable. They exhibit anger, aggression, and control issues on an ongoing basis. It happens too frequently for it to be normal. This results in a perpetually tense and uncomfortable environment about them. When a child is around their mother, the mother's influence is a significant factor in their life. So what are some of the consequences for a child with a toxic mother? These children often exhibit very low self-esteem, and they have very poor social skills. For instance, a child with a toxic mother may find that their mother also has a very bad reputation, both socially within the family, extended family, in their neighborhood, also on social media. And they are not well respected in these communities. I have observed this behavior frequently on social media, where toxic mothers, they display inappropriate behavior, seemingly indifferent to how they are perceived by others. They might say, I don't care what people think about me, but this attitude is misguided. It is important to be aware of how one's behavior affects others, and to foster respect in both real life communities and on social media circles. These toxic mothers have very low reputations in society generally. There is always some high octane situation around them with constant chaos. They might be having bad relationship issues. They might be having some situation with somebody in the society, or within their family, or on social media. They're having some drama going on with somebody, often involving jealousy, enmity, and other negative interactions. The impact of all this chaos on children starts from a very young age. Children are like sponges. From the time they are born till they are probably in their early 20s, every human being is constantly absorbing everything from their surroundings. These children are often unsure about how to act around their mother, knowing that there is constant chaos. Sometimes, and I've seen it more than often, these children have to grow up faster than their actual age, and they have to take responsibilities beyond their young ages. Let's assume for a second that these kids are in their pre-teens, teens, or in early 20s, or in mid to late 20s. I want to address to this group directly and tell them how this is impacting their future. Due to toxic mothers, children often cannot express how their mother's behavior affects their environment, their mental health, and their, whether it's at school or college or in their social circles, how it's impacting them in their surroundings. Sometimes I've noticed that these mothers, they think a little bit too highly of themselves, even though their behavior is depicting exactly the opposite. These women have very low qualities. They have very little strength in character, and they are very unstable. Like, they are, I sometimes call them spineless. They say something, but they are doing exactly the opposite, and they are very wavering in their decisions. These toxic mothers, they lack good qualities, skills, strong values, or ethics. They're inconsistent. They're unstable in most of the aspects of their lives, especially women who are not financially stable because of the wealth that their family is providing or because they're born into a wealthy family. Most of these women, you will notice they're unstable financially, constantly, and struggling with it. These toxic mothers, they don't realize that their children's social interactions, whether it is in school, colleges, in the neighborhood, or in the communities, is deeply impacted by their behavior. Children of toxic mothers are often isolated because of other high quality children's parents are aware of their behavior, and they do not allow their children to associate with the children of these toxic mothers. As an outcome of that, children of toxic mothers may only have few friends or few associates who even interact with them in their colleges, schools, or they have very small circle of people, and generally they are people of lower quality who even interact with them or who are willing to establish some kind of a connection. And so this automatically puts them in a lower spectrum of the school or college's social hierarchy. These children, they are not able to express themselves very well and generally bottle up all their emotions and often face bullying in school, in colleges, in neighborhood, on social media, in societies because of their mother's bad behaviors. And they're not able to express this to their mother. The impact is particularly very severe on male children because they struggle with the ridicule and bad reputation of their mothers more than a female child. Male children are more impacted by their mother's reputation in society, whereas the female children may be also equally impacted, but they are generally more impacted by their father's reputation also. I'm just generally stating that. A mother's reputation also has deep-rooted impact on a girl child, and we'll discuss about this in more detail. As children of such mothers, they grow older, they often develop very low self-esteem. The children of these women tend to be average or below average performers in school or in their academic lifespan, in the colleges or whatever else. They are not very good in the areas of arts or culture or any kind of extracurricular activities, including sports. They start showing average performance in every aspect of their academic life, and they're not able to develop their personalities, unlike the children of who come from stable environments. And I have to tell you this before we proceed, is that not every single parent has unstable environment. There are many single parents who are nurturing multiple children, who have great character, who have stability in various aspects of their life, and they have strong relationships within their family and outer circles. They build an extended support system for their children, and those children can come out and become very well-rounded personalities and extremely successful in their lives due to the strength of that stable mother, that mother with good character and with good ethics and values, and the mothers who are able to provide stable environment around them. Children of toxic mother, they endure significant emotional turmoil. These children often face mental health issues, and more than majority of them, they will end up having some kind of a chronic mental health issue, and sometimes their mother is not even able to recognize some of it as they're growing up. These children will have some kind of anxiety, depression, or some other kind of a personality related psychological issue that, if it is untreated, will have long lasting impacts on their future. Generally, toxic mothers, they have everything in that family centered. She is the center of that attention in that family. It's all about her. I am the victim. People are jealous of me. Your father treated me badly, or your father abandoned me. I am the one who is nurturing you. I am making all these sacrifices to take care of you. So such a mother, she is constantly using emotional blackmail to put this guilt on these children, and constantly burden them with it. And such mothers, they don't have the capability to recognize what that child is going through. In fact, a mother who allows her children to endure such difficulties because of her bad behavior, because of her toxic attributes and habits, is a very inadequate mother. You will notice that such children have very limited academic performance, generally very mediocre. As these children reach their late teens or 20s, or they are in the middle 20s, many struggle to achieve higher education and are not well settled in their careers. It is very common to see some of these individuals, they are still living with their mother and partially dependent on her for their lifestyle. They frequently lack personal and romantic relationships. You will notice many of these children will experience health related issues like being overweight, underweight, having some kind of chronic illness, low immunity, which are often tied and related as underlying issues because of their psychological struggles. Observing some youngsters in their 20s, one might even notice that they are physically weak. They're constantly grappling with lethargy, laziness, they're overweight, and they are having erratic sleep patterns. These are all indications of psychological issues. They tend to have poor habits. They are not very disciplined in their life, and they lead a very low quality life. It is very crucial for such youngsters to recognize certain behavioral traits in their mothers that indicate her toxic behavior. One of the key indicators is that the mother is always trying to attempt to control the outcomes and the decisions of a children's life. They generally want to keep their children around them. So, they do not allow an adult child to leave the nest and build his or her own life. These toxic mothers often use emotional manipulation to control their children. They frequently play the victim card, claiming to have suffered abuse in their relationship with the child's father, or emphasizing the hardships that they've endured to raise the child. By constantly reminding the child of these sacrifices, they impose this emotional burden directly or indirectly, compelling the child to make decisions that favors the mother. Some mothers go so far as to prevent their children from leaving home, despite the fact that moving away from home would enhance that child's prospects in their careers or even building their personal lives. This manipulation results in adult children who struggle to build careers and form strong personal romantic relationships. There is a selfish aspect to this type of mothering, as the focus of the family remains on the mother's issues and dramas, her health, her rather than focusing on the child's overall well-being and for focusing on what is good for the child's future. A significant sign of a toxic mother is in their attempt to instill distrust in their child towards everyone around them. Such a parent may claim that the world is jealous of them, the world is their enemy, or the world constantly seems to be breaking her trust, and all her adversaries are solely at fault for any conflicts, despite exhibiting the same negative behavior themselves. While the toxic parent will complain about the foul languages or inappropriate conduct and behavior done by her adversaries or her enemies, she will do the same thing. She will display the same poor behavior socially or on social media, and then they justify their actions with excuses such as tit for tat. Oh my God, this is one of the most immature and harmful rationale anybody could use. These parents allow their children to endure adverse situations in many environments, including society, social, school, college, without taking any steps to improve in their circumstances or in improving their behaviors. Instead, they often manipulate the situation to appear as a victim, or they always try to show themselves as the righteous party, casting everyone else in the negative light. This behavior really, they try to distort the reality and continue to leave the child in a very harmful environment. One very common trait that you can see in these toxic mothers is that they have public outbursts of anger, aggression, emotional outbursts. I've seen this very commonly happening in this day and age on social media. It's very absurd, and those who cannot control their emotions in public, such individuals definitely need to seek some psychiatric treatment, or they have to get some kind of counseling to manage their emotional instability. They frequently attempt to manipulate their children in making them believe in whatever they want them to believe, rather than using rationality or setting some expectations of good reasoning. The irony of all of this is some of these toxic mothers, they think that by sending their child to a so-called good school and providing basic necessities such as meals or shelter makes them as good parents. However, this is a far from truth. Creating chaos around the child undermines their well-being. Many children subjected to such parenting grow up to be extremely unhappy, unsuccessful, and mentally unstable and unhealthy. If you, as an individual, recognizes that you are a victim of a toxic mother, it is very crucial for you to distance yourself away from her influence. If you are an adult, please do that as soon as you can. You don't owe your mother anything. She is an adult and she must face her problems independently. You are not accountable for her health, for her problems, for her situations. Toxic mothers often use their children as tools, as an extension to handle their bad situations. They constantly try to make their children believe that they owe them something. They have to take care of them. This is highly detrimental to the child's future. So if you're over the age of 18 and you find yourself supporting a toxic mother, you are jeopardizing your future. Many individuals as adults in their 20s and 30s remain lost, unable to establish successful careers or form meaningful personal relationships because of this. They are unhappy, they are miserable, and the one thing I would say is, if you're able to walk away from this parent for a couple of months or even for a couple of years to try and build your own life, please do it. Your life is your journey. You don't owe anything to anybody until and unless you are all right in your life. Get your life in order. For all the youngsters who are pre-teens, teenagers, or younger than 18 and unable to be independent, please focus on making sure you get your life sorted out. Focus on your education. Get enough qualification where you are able to sustain a good job. Obtain a proper education and start working part-time jobs as early as you can. In the US, the legal age to start part-time job work is around 16. So check the legal age in your country and start earning and saving money as soon as you can. Then whenever you are able to, post you becoming an adult and post you are able to stabilize yourself in some way financially, distance yourself away from such toxic mothers. Do not fall prey to their emotional blackmail and their constant attempts to make you a victim of their life situations. They are in their situations because of their bad choices. They need to deal with the outcomes of their own bad choices. You are not responsible for it. The role of a mother in a child's life is unparalleled and profoundly influential. A mother provides emotional security in early childhood, guides the children through their difficult years of adolescence, and offers lifelong support. An ideal mother's presence shapes the psychological well-being of her child. The impacts of this role are far-reaching, affecting self-esteem, emotional stability, social skills, and overall mental health of a child. However, not all mothers fulfill this role. Some allow their children to endure adverse situations in various environments, including school, society, college, without taking steps to improve the circumstances. Any mother exhibiting these kind of traits often have a history of broken relationships within family and lacking long-lasting relationships, like I've mentioned earlier. Do not fall prey to their emotional blackmail. Do not fall prey to their constant attempts to make you do what they want you to do. You cannot be used as a pawn. You are not an extension of their life. You are your own life, and the journey of your life is yours to take ownership of. Please share this video with any youngster that you feel is probably a victim of having a toxic mother in their life. If you would like to share this content on your YouTube channel, I highly recommend that YouTubers translate this content into their regional language and share it with their subscribers. Please get a prior approval at the mentioned email. We plan to build a community that helps each other benefit and make sure that we share our experiences and grow as a community. We want to hear your opinions, and please leave us a feedback or a comment about what you liked about this video and how we can better in our future videos. Please share this link with your family, loved ones, communities that you care about, and share it with the youngsters in your families, neighborhoods, and social media communities. I want to end this video with the Sanskrit mantra. Lokaah samasthaah sukhino bhavantu. The translation of which means, may all living beings everywhere on our planet be happy and free. With that, I would like to end this video. Namaskaram, goodbye, and thank you.